What's going on, everybody? This is a segment from the Nerdgasm Talk podcast. If you like podcasts, well, why don't you come join us as the crew gets silly and Philly while we sit to talk about the latest in comics, games, movies, and all things pop culture. You guys can listen to our whole show on all the podcasts apps. We're on Spotify, iHeartRadio, Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, wherever you guys get your podcasts from. And make sure you guys also support the channel by subscribing to the Nerd Coalition Studios. And for the gaming needs, make sure you subscribe to Nerd Coalition Level Up. This is the Nerd Coalition. Hope you guys enjoyed the show. And now, feel the Nerdgasm. Finally now, we finally got a casting for Michael Jackson in the new Michael movie being directed by Antoine Fuqua. And they decided to go with Michael Jackson's nephew, Jaafar Jackson, to play him in the biopic. Now, I obviously got a lot of opinions about this, and I know Prime when he texted me and said, "Who the fuck is Jaafar Jackson?"
How did you not? All of Jermaine's kids have wild ass J names. I would have just assumed he belonged to Jermaine.
So, as it says here in the Hollywood Reporter, Michael Jackson's nephew Jaafar Jackson will play him in the biopic about the singer's life. Lionsgate is behind a project titled Michael, which will be directed by Antoine Fuqua, who shared the news on Instagram. Graham King, a seasoned hand at biopics with the Oscar-winning Queen film Bohemian Rhapsody under his belt, is producing along with John Branca and John McClane, who are the co-executors of the Michael Jackson estate.
It's a lot of Johns.
Yeah. John Logan, who penned Gladiator and the Aviator, wrote the script. Gladiator was a good movie. I didn't see The Aviator though. So I'll read this last little thing. According to Lionsgate, the film will address all aspects of Jackson's life, though it is unclear how it will address the many controversies involving the late music icon, given that the biopic is being made in conjunction with his estate, which has defended him against accusations of sexual abusing children. Those accusations were returned to the public disclosure thanks to the 2019 HBO documentary Leaving Neverland. So I'll go around next, and then we can make our points, stuff like that. Then Catherine had responded, and then also Antoine responded as well. So I'll start with you, Prime. Your thoughts?
I gotta see how he acts. I know they say he got his mannerisms and stuff, but I gotta see how he acts. Like, you can't just ask someone to look like him and then just not act like him. So we'll see.
Out of all that you text me, and that's all you got to say.
Yeah, for now. I'll wait till y'all go. I'll think of something else.
Okay. Lady Sketch.
Does anybody know how old Jaafar is?
26 years old.
26.
Okay. I'm sure you probably can guess why I'm asking. Like, okay. Do you have any formed memories of Michael? That's my question.
Okay.
So
honestly, I wasn't going. I'll say so.
What did you think I was going to say?
No, that's what I thought. That's what I thought she was asking.
Okay.
Because I would, if I had to play one of my aunties.
Yeah.
I've been around them for over 3 decades at this point. I know them well.
Yeah.
Michael Jackson died
2009.
14 years ago now. Do you have any memory of him, like being around him? That's my first thought.
Okay.
Kind of the same thoughts we had when we were like, so who's going to direct it? Do you know him? Did you know him personally? Do you have a relationship with him, kind of deal, like a Spike Lee? I mean, there's enough footage and stories and everything else that can come from family to work with. I'm just curious to see how he does, because like me and you were talking about, some people were excited to see O'Shea play Ice Cube. Some people were skeptical.
Yeah.
Until we found out that he made him go to acting classes.
Yeah.
So he would know how to properly. You're not just doing an imitation of your dad. You are acting. So here's to seeing whether or not he's doing an imitation of his uncle, or if he's actually acting.
Does this feel like nepotism to y'all?
Yeah.
Prior?
Definitely nepotism, but we'll see. Like, I'm just gonna say, if he beat out all those other people fan scared, and that's dope. But if they did all them people that's like, oh, we can't find nobody, but he looks like him, let's get him instead. That's kind of like,
I was watching. Whoa, I hear echo over there. Yeah, I was watching Michael Trapson's live stream the other day when they announced this news, because I like Michael Trapson, and we all here in Philly, so he was just like, I appreciate them having black people tell black stories, and I respect that, because I can see why they'll probably want a black director. I can see why they probably want because there were a lot of people that weren't black that auditioned for this role.
I'm sure.
And I'm just like, at the end of the day, yes, Michael looked terrible at the end. And
for a good chunk of this movie, though, at least half of it, we starting when we think we starting. He gonna be black. I mean, he's always black.
Yeah.
And he's going to look like a black man. So, what did you think was gonna happen? We're not doing another Nina Simone.
Yeah.
We're not doing it again.
Especially now.
We're not doing that again.
Now with Antoine on the set. And the thing is, when it came to Jaafar Jackson, here's the thing. I didn't know much. He has like a little slight smile to me. I was like, in a way, I can see little Michael. I definitely can see Jermaine in him also.
Obviously.
And then I went to go look up his music and his video. Like, got me singing. That's a nice video. It's a nice little chill little video. And it was it ain't like he got like, hey, we got like 1,000 views on YouTube. Like, it's a video hit. It's pretty decent. And I was like, he has a nice voice. Say he dance better than his dad do. So,
I mean, if we're being fair, there weren't many of the Jacksons that was out there cutting the rug for real.
Marlon.
I said many of. I didn't say none.
And so he has like the little kid smile, stuff like that. I'm thinking like, okay, he can give the kid a shot. You know what I'm saying? Because I know sometimes people want to probably keep it in the family, and maybe I know there's some people that had put out, why couldn't it be B. Howard? Because people keep thinking B. Howard is Michael Jackson's son first.
Anyway.
Or how come it couldn't be Diana Ross's son?
Evan Ross?
Somebody put up Evan Ross. I was like,
no, thank you. I'll take off pass. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
He's also way too over this role.
And
he was.
All right. Is Tracy Ellis Ross gonna try to play Diana Ross in this movie?
Y'all better call
that'd be good.
Holly Robinson Pete back.
No, I'm good. I can't.
She don't look. Not this age. Not 2023.
Yeah.
Oh well, yeah, no. But this, okay. I mean, I can see why people would say B. Howard, because he does kind of look like him.
You like him a lot. Yeah.
Okay. But this is my thing. All right. How many years has nepotism been going the other way?
Yeah.
Let it ride. If he does a good job, he does a good job. I because at this point, I'm not gonna say the movie is DOA, but you're going to have people who are going to have harsh criticisms of it regardless. So I'm just going to it like I will have no expectations, because
I've
already said, with me personally in biopics, I don't know what to expect.
Can I challenge you for a minute?
Sure you can.
I think some of that is true. I think some of that is BS. Because here's the thing. It's going to be hard for us to admit it. But look, we're going into a black biopic with one of our greatest superstars ever. There's naturally... See, as of right now, we don't want to be... We're on this podcast. We don't really want to say nothing negative because, it could backlash on us or whatever the case may be. But I'm just saying, I'm just going to be real.
I don't particularly care about that.
I'm just saying, but to be... to me, it's not like, I'm going to see what happens. That's bull... As much as... Especially as me and Prime City talk about Michael Jackson, as much as we bring him up in a conversation and you come into the conversation, this ain't a wait and see thing. Because it's like... I told Prime this earlier when we was talking off air. this to me, I need this movie to clear his name. And when I say clear his name, I'm not talking about have a little black screen come talk about something Michael didn't do it. I'm not talking about have talk about something, Michael's innocent. I'm not talking about clear his name like that. When I say clear his name, I'm talking about you need to show Michael Jackson the human being of what he was. Like I had told Prime earlier when we was talking off air, I said, miss me with that R. Kelly shit, because I said this man told you who the fuck he was when he was doing it, when he got caught, and afterwards.
Yeah.
The man calls it the Pied Piper of R&B, and it said a lot of people don't know what that is.
Yeah.
I'm like, the things that Michael has done in his career, I'm just like, in his life, I'm like, right now, I want it to be that they do a good job on the music, and also show who he was as a human being. And what I mean by that is you got to show the highs and the lows of that. Yeah. And it's like, can he bring that to the screen? Not because of if he looks like him, not because he can't dance or act like him. Can he do it because that's his uncle?
Well, yeah, and
that's what I'm worried about.
So this is what that's why I'm saying I'm going into this with no expectations. Yeah. Let me tell you why. I already told you previously when they talked about they found a director how I felt about musical biopics. Honestly, most biopics, period, but musical biopics especially, it seems to be difficult to get. Like we not batting 1,000 here, basically. But also, I have nothing else to go off of with Jaafar Jackson. Like, I have nothing to say, oh, this role that he did will tell me he'll be great and a great actor, or he is a renowned musical artist and I know he'll be a great singer or a great dancer. I don't have any expectations of any of those things. He got this job because he is his nephew. Yeah. Let's be straight. Okay, you're not making me believe that he sat out there in a room full of all the people who auditioned, and when they said next, he came in and was just like, I'm here to audition as Michael Jackson. No, he said, Dad, I want to play Uncle Mike. The end. Like, you're not making me believe that other stuff happened. I don't care what you say. So I'm going into this already. When we discussed this before we knew who was playing him, I said I don't have any expectations or low expectations, because I'm not sure what's going to shake out of this. So now, knowing that, I'm like, okay, I'm going in. I want to go in and see what kind of job he's going to do, but I'm not going in here like this is going to be the best musical biopic I've ever seen in my life. We all know there will be certain biases that will arise if this movie is being done involving the estate. Then, even without knowing, you may write it or have, as a producer, but give your input that has just a little hint of, well, maybe not if we, and I'm not saying they're going to sugarcoat it, but there's really, it's very difficult to get the full truth from one side of a story or like one perspective. And that's with anything, whether the person is good, bad, or somewhere in the middle. It's going to be hard if you are a person who really hates somebody. You're going to write the story that makes everybody else hate them as much as you do. If you really love somebody, you're going to write a story that makes them love them as much as you do. Now, if you are an unbiased, in the middle, like middle of the road party, maybe I can get just the facts reported and then you can form your own opinion. Now, if you're a decent storyteller who may fall on either side of the fence, more, love or hate, then you might be able to do that anyway. But again, just like when we found out that Antoine Fuqua was going to be directing this, there's nothing he's done that is making me go, I just know he's going to be such a great storyteller in a biopic sense. Yeah. Besides, like, what was it, Antoine Fisher, which I haven't seen in 20 years, to be like, this is going to be a great movie, a great biopic movie. because there are other forces at work here. It's not just him. It's not he locked himself in a room. He's not Tyler Perry. He ain't locked himself in the room, write the script, shoot it, direct it, put a wig on, and play Catherine. And
yes.
He's not doing that. So there are other people who you have to take their input. So I'm not going into this thinking, oh, this is going to be the best movie I've ever seen. I'm not going into it thinking it's going to be the worst movie I've ever seen. I just want to see how it's going to shake out. And I think, unfortunately, with a lot of people, they're not going into it with even that mindset. They're going into it with either you think Michael Jackson did something or you think he didn't. You're going to see whether or not they're going to talk about it and how they're going to talk about it.
Which is sad.
Yes, but if we're being completely frank here, that's what we get.
I'm not gonna lie. I went to the Whitney Houston movie to see if they talked about the drugs, and I was disappointed because they did not. So
I wanted to see if they was going to really address her and Robin.
Did they? Prime.
What you said?
She said, did they really address in the Whitney Houston movie? Did they really address her and Robin?
But not. It was like the first few minutes.
I know she was in it.
Because here's the thing. When I watched the Double Toast review about, they said that they addressed the Robin situation.
But
it also depends on, look, this ain't no disrespect to you, Prime. It all depends on how people watch a movie too.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like Prime just he has openly said that if he go on something, there's something that he don't care about, he don't pay attention to it.
Yeah.
So,
first of all, I'm gonna just say if I don't care about it, I don't go. Period. So
okay. It's like I'll be honest, when I watched the Elvis movie, I was like, are they going to address, the whole thing about the reason why Elvis has a sour taste in the African American community? Are they going to address that? You know what I'm saying? Which I said I thought they did and they didn't at the same time. Saying that with the Whitney thing, it's like, are we going to just address her as I didn't see the movie, so I can't really talk on it. But are they going to address her as a human being? Are they going to address when I say that she was an icon and she has some flaws also? Like drugs.
In this movie, she never did drugs in this movie.
Like I can't really hear you. Say it again.
In this movie, you would have thought she never did drugs. She hit a ball once, according to this movie. That's all.
And
that's a problem. Yeah.
And I've also heard people talk about autobiographies in this way or memoirs.
Yeah.
You can read a memoir, and from the first chapter or two, you can tell what you're getting. Are you getting this person undressing in front of you and telling you who they really are and their, not necessarily their innermost thoughts, but being raw with you? Or are you getting this person writing as their persona?
Fair.
I heard that critique of Will, where it was like he gave some, little anecdotes about his life, but he was still very much writing this as Will Smith, like the Fresh Prince, the blockbuster movie actor Will Smith.
Yeah, it also depends on what you're looking for.
But that's what I'm saying, because that's why I said if you go into something with no expectations, if I just open the Will Smith book to see, like, okay, so what's this about?
Yeah.
You can tell from the tone, just like you can tell from the way a movie is written and who wrote it and who was involved, whether or not they're a person who they wrote this because they admire this person and they just wanted to try and tell their story, or there's somebody who was trying to tear this person down. Or if you're the person yourself and you're telling your story and you're in control of what the narrative is, you're going to tell us what you want us to know, Janet Jackson.
Yeah.
So honestly, unless the person themselves is here and they're willing to lay it all out, you're not going to get a fully encompassed. You got to get a really great filmmaker to do that, to like humanize somebody that people put up on a pedestal.
Yeah.
And I did not expect that from the Whitney movie, because any and everything that has ever been tied to her estate since she died has not done that. She has just been a check.
Yeah.
They might as well have a checkbook with Whitney's face on it.
And that's very sad. It's very sad as well. who's this guy King? He wrote, I guess, who was in charge of trying to get this stuff together. He said, I met Jaafar over 2 years ago, and I was blown away by the way he organically personified the spirit and personality of Michael, said King. It was something so powerful that even after conducting a worldwide search, it was clear that he is the only person to take on this role. I am beyond thrilled that he has come on board to portray his uncle and cannot wait for the world to see him on the big screen as Michael Jackson. Captain Jackson says, Jaafar embodies my son. It's so wonderful to see him carry on the Jackson legacy of entertainers and performers, said Catherine Jackson, mother of Michael Jackson. Jaafar Jackson is the son of Michael's brother Jermaine Jackson and is talk about his single and stuff like that. Antoine Fuqua posted a thing of him on Instagram in his uncle's whole get up as he's practicing in the studio, just in the black and white as he's getting ready for it. I can't. I wish I could go here and be like you in Prime and say my expectations are low. It's Michael Jackson. My expectations are not low.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, that's not gonna be the same for everybody.
Yeah, it's not gonna be said. I'm going and I think sometimes you could say it to protect yourself. I'm not going in here with low expectations. I'm actually going no matter how much I drop them. As soon as the music starts, as soon as I see them on screen, they're going to jump back up because if I'm a fan and I'm like, you gotta get this music right, you gotta get these dance steps right, you gotta get the personality right, and I just want to know your story as a human being. Cause I've read damn near all the books, so I'm just saying I want to know your story as a human being. If Prime sit there and says my expectations are low, I'll just wait and see. But he want to come back and critique all how I could his shoe wasn't tied this performance because that's the shit that he do. I'm just like, man, don't lie to yourself. It's like we in here and we want to see this story done right.
I'm not saying I don't want to see the story done right.
Well, the only reason why I'm saying I not have low expectations, just like because it's like the movie is not for me. It's for casual people.
I disagree with that.
No, I think that's correct.
So you mean to tell me this MJ movie is for just the MJ fans and the diehard MJ fans?
I think that this is not a fan service movie. I don't think it will be a fan service movie. I think it will be a movie that is geared more towards people who. Because nobody is not, unless you hate him. Yeah. I don't think anybody's not at least a casual fan of Michael Jackson. So I think this movie is going to be more for the masses. It's not going to be like we're going to be going deep in the vault and doing all this different stuff that only people who are deeply invested in his career would know. I think we will get a lot of surface level. I think we may get some, a bit of a deeper dive. I think we'll get a lot of surface level stuff. Because, again, just like when we talked about who's going to be the director, I feel like if you wanted a deep dive, then you would have waited for Spike.
Fair.
Okay? Or you would have waited for somebody who would do that type of, they would do their research, or who knew him personally, or you've seen him do a project of this caliber before about this person or in the same vein. Yeah. Okay. If I wanted a deep dive, if I wanted a 3-hour masterpiece of a film, if I wanted my Malcolm X about Michael Jackson, I would have waited for Spike Lee. That's just my personal opinion.
No, okay. When you explain it like that, I can understand what you're probably saying. So if I'll end it like this: if this movie is meant for the casual people, you gotta clear his name then.
Listen, I'm gonna be messy boots. I just want to see the old girl who gave up the brother cousins. Did she did she make a valid contribution?
That's some shit.
Messy boots.
That's some shit. That's some shit.
See, that's how you end a segment.
Yeah.